Family, so we're continuing our conversation on the Quran. We are on Baqara, Surah 2, Part 2, verse 225. 225. Allah will not call you to account for thoughtlessness in your oaths, but for the intention in your hearts, and He is often forgiving, most forbearing. 226. For those who take an oath for abstention from their wives, a waiting for 4 months is ordained. If then they return, Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. 227. But if their intention is firm for divorce, Allah heareth and knoweth all things. 228. Divorced women shall wait concerning themselves for 3 monthly periods. Nor is it lawful for them to hide what Allah hath created in their wombs. If they have faith in Allah and the last day, and their husbands have their better right to take them back in that period, if they wish for reconciliation. And women shall have rights similar to the rights against them, according to what is equitable. But men have a degree of advantage over them, and Allah is exalted in power, wise. 229. A divorce is only permissible twice. After that, the parties should either hold together on equitable terms or separate with kindness. It is not lawful for you, men, to take back any of your gifts from your wives, except when both parties fear that they would be unable to keep the limits ordained by Allah. If ye judges do indeed fear that they would be unable to keep the limits ordained by Allah, there is no blame on either of them if she give something for her freedom. These are the limits ordained by Allah, so do not transgress them. If any do transgress the limits ordained by Allah, such persons wrong themselves as well as others. 230. So if a husband divorces his wife irrevocably, he cannot after that remarry her until after she has married another husband and has divorced her. And he has divorced her. In that case, there is no blame on either of them if they reunite, provided they feel that they can keep the limits ordained by Allah. Such are the limits ordained by Allah, which He makes plain to those who understand. 231. When ye divorce women, and they fulfill the term of their iddat, either take them back on equitable terms or set them free on equitable terms. But do not take them back to injure them, or to take undue advantage. If anyone does that, he wrongs his own soul. Do not treat Allah's signs as a jest, but solemnly rehearse Allah's favors on you, and the fact that He sent down to you the book of wisdom for your instruction. And fear Allah, and know that Allah is well acquainted with all things. 232. When ye divorce women, and they fulfill the term of their iddat, do not prevent them from marrying their former husbands. If they mutually agree on equitable terms, this instruction is for all amongst you who believe in Allah and the last day. That is the course making for most virtue and purity amongst you, and Allah knows, and ye know not. 233. The mother shall give suck to their offspring for 2 whole years, if the father desires to complete the term, but he shall bear the cost of their food and clothing on equitable terms. No soul shall have a burden laid on it greater than it can bear. No mother shall be treated unfairly on account of her child, nor father on account of his child. An heir shall be chargeable in the same way. If ye both decide on weaning by mutual consent and after due consultation, there is no blame on them. If ye decide on a foster mother for your offspring, there is no blame on you, provided ye pay the mother what ye offered, on equitable terms, but fear Allah, and know that Allah sees what well ye do. I like how it has a very pro-breastfeeding message. They've done a lot of scientific studies. I understand how hard it is for women now to work and nurse. I nursed my little one for over a year. No, it was like a year and like a couple days. So it's not over a year. But I watched one of my coworkers. She wanted to nurse, and my job told her my former job told her, well, you only get, I think, 6 weeks maternity leave, then you have to come back. Otherwise, we're going to replace you. And it's very sad because she was a server and she used to bring her pump machine to pump her milk. She used to have to go upstairs, and it wasn't very long, 25 minutes. And we just had to watch her tables for her. But the older female servers, they were vicious. They were like, she's not watching her tables. Oh my gosh, I wish I could have a break. And like they were so catty, and I felt so sorry for her and for many mothers who want to pump their milk, who wish they could stay home, but they can't. Like, it's really strange how society in the West, at least, little by little is making it so that mothers can't even stay home for 2 years if they wanted. So it's like, especially if you're a minimum wage worker. Oh, it's very sad. I wonder if through like natural selection and like evolution, I wonder if because so few women in the West are nursing, I wonder if the bodies over time will then stop being able to produce milk. And then what happens in a natural disaster when you don't have soap and water to clean out the nipples of the bottle, and like to have like things to mix it? Because if you're in an apocalypse, your little one is got food on, you got your food bags, your little one can survive, and your body has stored fat that it can turn into milk. But if you don't nurse, your milk dries up, and then your body stops producing it, and then your little one is growing up, and like let's say in California you have an earthquake. Boy, it's gonna be tough, really tough. So I like how it says in here, it has a whole thing on nursing, and that the man should bear the cost of their food and clothing on equal terms, right? That's a beautiful thing. To tell fathers, like, she's doing a job, and make sure that they're taken care of. That's wonderful, because people need that, and I wish more people would have that view. And some women can't nurse, and some women it's very painful, so I understand. But it's cool that in a holy text there's a segment in there about nursing moms. Very cool. So I hope a lot of Muslim bosses let their female workers pump milk if they need to. Yeah, I hope they do. I wish more people would.